Hi, very exciting day today because I'm finally going to be installing the floor on the Datsun.
Okay, let me show you what we're going to be doing on this truck. Right, so today we're going to be looking at the cab floor. It's very bad condition. So you see down here, the mounting point for the cab to the chassis, it's totally corroded away. Just the cab's literally just resting on the chassis. So I need to replace this floor section. So I've picked up some repair panels. I'm not sure yet whether how bad it is, like all the other points, if they're as bad as this one. So maybe I'll just replace this section, maybe replace the whole floor. I'll have to see, pull everything out and have a look. And then when I've done that, I've got new cab mounts, new rubber cab mounts for this 6. There's one at that end, one in the middle, and then one at the front on each side. So we're going to be replacing them, and then hopefully that'll make the cab a bit more comfortable, because it's very, you feel every single bump in the road in this cab. It's very noisy cab. So if I replace the floor, I'm hopefully, and replace these mounts, it should be a much nicer ride. That's me thinking anyway. So yeah, I've got the replacement panels in the back. So they were just off shopping. And I've come to my friend Finn's house. He's away at the moment, so I've come here for a bit of shade, because this sun is a killer. I couldn't be welding in that. So nice bit of shade, and more importantly, he's got a good MIG welder. So there's not as many MIG welders out here. Most people just use stick. But yeah, I wanted a MIG for this, so he's kindly let me use his MIG. And yeah, so hopefully we'll make some progress. So I'm going to pull everything out now, and we'll have a closer look at the floor and come up with a plan of attack. And yeah, make sure this welder works and everything. But yeah, there we are. That's the plan for today. So we'll see how bad the floor is first.
With everything taken out, I could finally take a closer look at how bad the floor was. And it didn't look any better. In an ideal world, I'd replace the whole floor. But unfortunately, I'm on a friend's driveway in Thailand in a 30-degree heat. Also, I've got to drive home at the end of every night, so it must be drivable at the end of each day. Taking that into account then, instead of just replacing the whole floor, I'm going to cut out patches and replace the worst bits.
Right, we're on day 2 already. Yesterday was a bit of a disaster. So I did make some progress. I got the back bit in. I won't zoom in too well because the welding's not very good. You see a little bit, but yeah, it's a bit rough. But anyway, it's strong, it's structural, which is all that matters really. I did rush the welding. I ran out of time by the time I got it all prepped. But anyway, day 2. So I'm on to the front now. So I've pulled out, there was this panel sort of tacked into the footwell. I didn't even have to cut this, I just pried it off. So yeah, it shows you how well that was welded in. But of course, underneath, because there's been a panel on top, trapped water, it's a bit like cheese, this bit. So it's a much bigger section I'm gonna have to take out. I've already taken this bit out. Again, like this needed minimal cutting. You can see the mount there. I had to cut that last bit, but the rest just folded out. Yeah, in a right bad way. So I think with this section, I'm gonna cut round there, get that out, and then come across here, I think, and have that as a whole section. That side doesn't look quite as bad, just maybe the mount. But we'll see. We'll get this bit done. Hopefully today goes a bit quicker. Yeah, I've started off a lot earlier anyway. It's about 8:30 in the morning now. Sun's already blaring, but my thinking was it would start earlier. It's a bit easier on the heat, and there's a lot to do. So yeah, we'll see. But But anyway, yeah, get cutting that now.
Fortunately, the front section was proving much easier to remove. My friend Finn had also let me use his Milwaukee fans, which are the red things you can see on the right. These last all day on a single battery and they're absolutely awesome, making the working conditions much nicer.
Oh, what a rust box. Oh, it's a mess this. So, about tidied up, ready for the... Where's it gone? Oh, there it is. The replacement panel to go in. It's not going to be perfect, but yeah, it's better than it was before. So yeah, get that in. Gonna weld that up now. It's not the, yeah, it's going to be a pretty shit job. I could do with it off the chassis really, to do a proper job here, but yeah, I'm on Finn's drive, so I can't be doing that. What a pain. Oh well, get that welded in, and then yeah, but it's taken a long time. Get that welded in, and then yeah, we'll see about starting the other side. But yeah, no, the excitement's gone. The excitement's gone.
I was approaching the halfway point and starting to struggle. This always happens, and it's a good job I have to drive home at the end of each day. Otherwise, I'd have been tempted to just jack it in and leave it for another day. The MIG welder I was using did make the job easier. I'm not a welder at all, but this thing seemed much better than my little Clark welder back home. It was branded Hytronic, but I think it's just a generic design, and they cost around £600. Even with my poor welding skills, it allowed me to get some good strong welds, even if they weren't too neat.
So here's why we're doing it. So these are the old cab mounting bushes, rubber bushes, and as you can see they're well past it. Solid as, and all crushed and yeah, pretty crap really. And these are the new ones. So that's a complete set for one side. I think that one's back, front and middle. So yeah, so that's the whole reason I'm doing all this, is to put these in, and hopefully it takes rid of some of the vibration in the cab. So these were just off Shopee, and then I got the bolts from the place where I get my car parts from, in Sansai. Just M12 bolts. They're a little bit short, but they should do the job. But the bushes seem good. And you'll see, so basically how far I've got so far. So I did the back on this side, did the front, that whole section. Not the neatest, but seems a lot better already. So I've been driving around on that, did a bit of reinforcement in that corner just to give it a bit more strength. And now I'm on this side. So that side isn't too bad actually. It's had a relatively recent repair, so I think I'm going to leave that for now and just focus on that front corner. Probably take out the whole panel like that. So yeah, I'll get that done and then I'll be a lot happier. Okay, so the welding carries on. So I've tack welded it and now I'm just doing some stitches along the outside. I'm going to need an extra bit there because it doesn't quite cover the holes. But yeah, slowly getting there. Last section now, and then we're done.
One last push then to get the last of the floor in. This has been one of those awkward jobs that I've been putting off for ages, and I was hoping it'd make a big difference to the comfort of the truck. For the last little bit, I got a bit of help from Finn, who, unlike me, is good at welding, and also a lot quicker.
Right, so there we have it, back home, and the floor is now in. I've laid down the mat, it's a bit dirty still. Yeah, so I've just pulled that back so you can see the new floor. We got it all welded in last night. So yeah, quite happy with that. I painted it and it's got a bit scratched again, so I'll have to paint that again. But yeah, it's made a really big difference. Like having You know, having these mounts in, just so much better. I was surprised really. I didn't think it'd. I thought there might be a little difference, but not that much difference. I guess it just goes to show you the best upgrades are sometimes just repairing stuff on these classic vehicles, getting it back to how it was meant to be at stock, like rubbers and stuff can make such a big difference. So like the other side over there, I've done an extra bit of reinforcement around the edges just to make it nice and strong, the repair. And yeah, Finn's welding was a bit neater than mine as well, which is good, because mine wasn't so good. But yeah, so yeah, as well as replacing these bushes, so we've got 6 bushes and the mounts, I've also been working on getting the AC sorted. It destroyed itself shortly after I arrived. So I was just driving along one day and yeah, strong rubbery smell, and then no AC. And what had happened was the compressor pulley wheel had melted. It has like a rubber clutch, and that had all melted. Yeah, so I took it to Bonn. We had a look at it, and yeah, it was knackered. So hold on, I'll lift the bonnet and show you what I mean. Yeah, so there we go. There's the compressor pump that had yeah, completely destroyed itself. It had run low on oil, and yeah, it had seized up and then melted the pulley at the front. So yeah, we had to replace that, and then when I replaced that, I had to Bond didn't quite have the equipment to do the rest, so I took it to another garage to recharge it, and they also cleaned the whole system and ended up having to replace 2 more parts. The condenser, I think it is at the front, you can just see behind there. Now I've got a much bigger one than I had before. It's quite small, my last one. This runs like the whole length of the grill. And I was a bit worried when they put that in. They said that's the sort of size it needs to be for the AC system I've got. The one I had before was too small, and that was probably straining the pump, and which has maybe led to its premature failure. So they said this is the right size. This one you just see before behind there. But I was worried about it, the cooling of the radiator, and how good the cooling would be with that, because it obviously blocks the radiator, the new one. However, it's actually better. It seems to maintain a better temperature in town, possibly because there's less load from the air conditioner. So yeah, quite chuffed with that. And now it's super cold. So super cold at AC, and much better ride, and yeah, ready for some road trips, I think. So I think the plan is next time we're going to be heading up Doi Intanon. So yeah, very excited for that.